What's up everyone, it's Jambors, new video, and today I'm going to talk about semifinal 1 qualification prediction based on data analysis. It's not my emotions, something what I want, my favorite songs or whatsoever, I don't care. I was very curious if I put just data where countries in past 5 years, the public voting, they put their public votes from each countries in semifinal, where it went. I wanted to see if there are some patterns and what it talks about the chances of other countries, of the countries with the chances of qualifying. And I found out very interesting results, which I'm telling you in front, I don't know if they are 100% relevant. They are much more interesting for few reasons. Public vote. This is the big issue of Eurovision, which will never change, because imagine your favorite football team is somewhere and you can vote for it. Of course you will vote for it. And this is the same. So first, a lot of countries send neighbor votes, 12, 10, 8, and then they send points to the rest, which already takes a big amount of points from the chances of countries who don't have such neighbors or such relationships. The other issue, this is what it is, it's facts, that diasporas are playing amazingly huge role. Which country has a huge diaspora and it's able to activate it for voting, especially in semifinals where the numbers of votes is just lower, so the chance that some minority will outvote you and give you 12 points, 10 points, 8 points, it's much bigger. It gives you amazing advantage, because after all, a lot of countries will play for 2 more points, 3 more points, 5 more points. And this is the huge amount of difference, and also saving. So some countries have their entry to the finals basically easy, whatever they send. And some countries have it very, very hard, and only what can save them is to send like the ultra hit, which first of all, we don't have at Eurovision this year. And second of all, it's not easy really to do this. And still, it won't guarantee you those 12, 10 or 8 points from such countries. Also, very fascinating thing is that some countries really like coming back artists, the artists who are coming back to Eurovision. So this is the advantage. The country who sends such artists who already were at Eurovision is the advantage, because the chance that they will receive a little bit more points than the countries who doesn't do it, it's bigger. The chance is just bigger. Also, what can play a role is that the second nationality of the artist, especially in, let's say, Eastern Europe, Balkan countries, this plays a difference. So, or I think it probably would be everywhere, but we can saw that when the artist, for example, was from Russia or connected to Russia, receive more points. And that counts like with Albania a lot, Serbia a lot, and probably even other countries. If Portuguese or Israeli artists, which I think this is the case in this semifinal, is representing another country, receive more points from some communities. This is logical. Even this is something what we can consider, which can change the odds. I actually found out in those patterns, right? So this is also the last thing, the nationality or belonging to some ethnicity or whatever. This can play a role, which I cannot really hold into consideration in this mathematical model, because I just don't have enough data for it. Especially when in this first semifinal is Luxembourg, we have zero data. We can only know the connection with Portugal, but then we have zero data about them. And also, it's very hard to predict the rest of the world. I took the metrics from last year and also put the number of higher like diasporas around the world, let's say, for the countries involved, and put it into account. But it's not really relevant. It can differ a little bit, but you will see in this maths that this calculation only can change in few countries anyway, but in there it plays the most important role. So who won't affect diasporas, who won't just play this card, is just losing the game for its country, in my opinion. And this is the saddest thing of Eurovision nowadays, that juries are not in the semifinals, which you don't need to like. But it's like in football. If you put the referee out of the pitch, and we know we all disagree with juries, all the time, and with referees in football. But if you put them out of the pitch, the best players will leave, because they won't play the game where it's easy to break somebody's legs and nothing's gonna happen. And this is actually public voting, because You have neighbor vote, and if you're drawn wrongly, it almost whatever you send, if it's not high top song which is contending for winning Eurovision, you have no chance to qualify basically. And that's it. But let's go to the patterns. I will tell you about every single country, what they like to vote for. After that, I will give you the results without where each country really will put vote in this mathematics. It's still kind of my opinion, but this mathematics. And then I will give you results without rest of the world, with rest of the world, and then some summary. Are you ready? Let's talk. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Subscribe, like the video, share the video, hit the notification bell, buy me a coffee or hit the super like, and also comment in the comments below. Mind that this is based on not like emotions video, so I'm not fan of either of the countries in this. I don't care. The thing is, what I wanted to ask you is to really watch it all, because the context, it's very, very fascinating, and it matters, you know, context matters. If you want to understand how Eurovision work from a different perspective, just really give it a chance. And one more thing I wanted to say, this video will be really long, so patience guys, but it's like a podcast, you know? So let's do this. I took each country's patterns and I created columns where I put the votes. It's my metrics. If I want to be ultra accurate, I will probably create much more categories, but I created those. Dance, ballad, something in the middle, so everything like rock, more arty, mid-tempo songs in general. Then fun acts, where I really put more like funny. For example, some countries can hit more columns. For example, this year Croatia. In my categories, I put it in the mid, but actually I could put it into fun. But then I said like, what it's more? It's more fun or it's more mid? Also, last year Blanca, we can say it was a pure comedy, but I put it to the dance, right? So just to know the matrix, because I wanted to be as much accurate universally for this selection. Then neighbor voting, of course, and then ethno music, the music with some ethno elements. A lot of times from Ukraine, sometimes from Poland. Last year, I think the perfect example is Czechia last year. This is the ethno category where I put songs. This year, for example, Moldova a little bit goes there, Australia a little bit goes there. So I kind of then combine all those categories together, even separated, and check where public from those countries put votes. I will use the same map of what Eurovision showed the semifinals order right now. It's not the order how it will be looking at Eurovision, but this is the order which is visually the cleanest one. Also, it's 15 countries only, so it's bigger chance for you to qualify, and actually it's much more harder if you don't it's much more easier for neighbor voting and diaspora voting, because there is less to choose from, and then it gives those countries bigger chance. So less countries in semifinals, bigger chance for unfair, fair, whatever you call it, but clear voting is there. So I will tell you the pattern of Ukraine. So Ukraine, it's tend to vote for Moldova, sometimes Poland. They don't really like funny acts, they don't vote for them. In 5 years, they voted only 3 times for something what really can be called like funny act. They really like the middle part of the songs, they love ballads, and they also don't like dancey songs. So they put only 4, 8, 15 points in past 5 voting in semifinals to dance tracks. More likely they would vote for ballads, more likely they would vote for something in the middle and their neighbors. Cyprus. Of course, Cyprus, if they have the possibility, everybody gives 12 points to Greece, but this is the only kind of pattern for for neighbor voting in there. They sometimes like ethno songs, but not really. It must be something very exceptional, like Ukraine probably. They give points to funny acts. They point also a lot of lower points, like 4, 3, 2s, to everything in the middle. They not really tend to vote for ballads, and if they vote for ballad, like with higher scores like 8, which is the maximum basically they put ever, it must be exceptionally good, like something like Arcade, you know, for example. And they like dance tracks, but also if it's exceptional they put more points. If it's like okay, 4 points, 3 points, 2 points. Poland don't like dancey tracks. It's very fascinating that they send those songs themselves, but in this semifinal in general, there are not so many countries who vote for this, like in higher scores. This is very interesting that no one checked this before, probably. Anyway, Poland, not really dance songs. They put even less than Ukraine to them. 8, 10, 11 points only in 5 years. Yes? So the probability they will put points to such a tracks, it's low. They will put probably 1 or something, but nothing more. Ballads, not like they put 12, 8. More likely they start at 8. Then the middle songs, they love them. So anything what it's not very concrete what genre it is, it's good for Poland to vote for. And funny jokes, funny acts, they put some vote. They always put votes over there. Not super high scores, but let's say 6, 5s, it goes there. Neighbor voting, not really Poland is doing it. This is very fascinating. It's giving points to Ukraine when they have exceptional songs. Sometimes to Lithuania, but they don't really do it only when the song really hits the nail somehow. So it's not the pattern that actually Poland has. Interesting. Serbia kind of like universally dance songs. They put 7 and less to this, but they put at least. They always put like once, twice per season. If they have a chance to vote for such a songs, they would put some votes over there. Ballads, if the ballad is exceptional, but comes a trick. Serbia gives amazing number of neighbor votes. Not such as Scandinavian countries, they are the worst in this, if you just compare. But they put 12, 10 if they have a chance, but this year they have a lot of chances in their semifinals, so they will put all their votes there somehow. 12, 10 and 8 also. But normally they put like 12 and 10, and then everything 8 and less they give to ballads actually. So they vote for ballads, and then they put the middle part. Also they tend to send to vote for funny acts, especially if they are from neighbor country, you know. So in this case, Serbia, where 12 and 10s and probably also 8 this year goes, it's very clear in the semifinal. Lithuania also like neighbor vote, but they like to neighbor vote for Baltic countries, but also for Scandinavian countries. It's a different pattern. And also Ukraine. So they have also many options to put votes this way only, regardless the quality, genre, whatever. The only difference is if they will decide to put 10 points in here or in this to this neighbor and vice versa, you know. Lithuania love dance songs, love ballads, don't really like joke acts. Croatia love dance songs, love joke acts, which it's not obvious. Everything in the middle don't really like ballads, but they like their neighbors. But from the all Yugoslavia, they put the least neighbor votes to their neighbor Yugoslavian countries. This is very fascinating. That's the least amount of points. But they like to vote for Ukraine, for example. Ireland. So neighbor vote for Ireland is non-existent because their only neighbor basically is UK, who's not in the semifinal. So they don't do neighbor vote, but they do diaspora vote. They like to send points to Lithuania and to Poland en masse. Sometimes to Czechia, like who's the minority there, and it's in the semifinal, the Ireland points there, which is actually backfire for the whole Ireland, you know, to qualify. This is the points which go to the countries they are basically struggling to they're fighting with somehow. This is how they help the other countries. So this is what's happening. Also, they like everything in the middle a lot, and like something what's not exceptional in some very crazy way, they put it there. Dance tracks, Ireland loves a lot. Also, they put 10, 8 points, and also ballads if they are exceptionals, but not really. They like joke acts. If it's exceptional, 12 points, but if it's just a joke, 1 point. So it really depends. It's a country which serves all the table, you know. They really gives everybody something, and then if the meal is really good, more points. If it's less points. But diasporas are winning there. So especially for Poland and Lithuania. Slovenia, again, don't really like dancey songs, but not also really ballads. They love everything in the middle and fun, and of course they love public. They like neighbor vote. So neighbor vote is a big thing over there. 10 points, 12 points sometimes, 8 points. Iceland, neighbor vote of course to Scandinavian countries. Now they don't have much chances in this semifinal, so they are lost a little bit because also they won't receive those points. They're not really fan of fun acts. they don't put so many points over there. They don't really like ballads. They don't really like dance songs, but they like tracks which are in the middle. Rock things, mid-tempo songs, something like Ukraine this year, or their own artist. It's something like this, like not really going over crazy at one point or very specified songs. Finland like dance tracks a little bit, but not putting so much higher points, but that's the same kinds for ballads. That can also match for funny votes, funny or mid. And the reason is that they put all of their higher scores to their neighbors. In this case, like Scandinavian countries and Baltic countries. This is where they points go first, and then the rest. That's why everything else is universal, because they have a lot of countries to vote for as the neighbors. Portugal don't do neighbor vote because their only neighbor is Spain. Not really neighbor vote, but this year, of course, they have the big community or big history with Luxembourg, so this is very clear that 12 points will go vice versa. This is obvious. This will happen for sure. Like, if not, don't count me relevant, but I think this is clear. It would be weird because there will be the only country who doesn't do this, so this will happen. But then the rest, they love ballads, of course. They very like ballads. If the exceptional dance track is there, can receive a lot of points, but more likely 3, 2, 1s, not really the dancing. They are more for artist songs, so everything in the middle receive the most amount of points. And Portugal is tend to doing or giving also big number of points to fun acts. I think also because they like to, and you can see it also in the middle songs, that they tend to vote for a little bit more alternative music. And then ethno at some point. That counts for everybody. Everybody puts a little bit points to ethno, more or less, but nothing in mass. Like, you can see the pattern, like this is the ethno country. Luxembourg, we don't know about it. Only what we can say, they will send 12 points to Portugal, and then it's the only really wild guess in this, all of it. We don't know, because also Benelux countries, Netherlands and Belgium, they have completely different patterns of voting. So I can even say, like, in this region they like this. It's hard to say. It's extremely hard to say, because Belgium and Netherlands, they have completely different pattern of voting. Netherlands like fun and dance, and Belgium likes ballads, so let's see where Luxembourgs belong. Let's see. Australia, they put points to everything in general, and there is no pattern. Exceptional songs, then mid, then ballads, then dance. It's like this. Sometimes ethno, and Australia, of course, don't have a neighbor vote. Azerbaijan's pattern is, if there is a connection with Russia, they will tend to put points to artists with the connection to Russia, and that's it, basically. And also they tend to put votes to Israel, but they don't have it in the semifinal. They like more or less everything, but most things what they like is in the middle rank. So nothing what is crazy ballad or it's crazy dance. First, everything in the middle, the high scores, and then the little more scores to, and this I can tell, they would prefer a little bit dancey songs among the ballads, if they can. Few points, but also good points they could send to joke acts. So, but in this semi-final they have only Finland really, and they will send some points probably over there. I need to check it what I wrote. Moldova, of course, they were sending to Romania. They were sending to, when they had the Russian artist, they sent it to Russia and vice versa. And they send votes also to Ukraine. This is the first thing what they will do. And then to ethno songs, then everything in the middle. If exceptional dancey songs, they would send it there, but we don't have Fuego over here or something like this. Not so many points to ballads. They would give 7, 6, 5, those middle, but no 10s, no 8s, because those will go to neighbors, and then probably everything in the middle. Then also in this semifinal is Germany voting, UK voting, and Sweden voting. And that it's come interesting, because actually all of those countries, they put a lot of neighbor votes. Like France or UK is the least, of course. They don't have anybody because France not there. Germany, they put votes to neighbors. Switzerland, Poland, even Denmark, they would do it. Also Austria, not really Czechia, but the Western countries, let's say. And then they like cliches. So everything what screams Eurovision, they put votes. Like this kind of taste, but that's how German TV really thinks about Eurovision. And I think this is the biggest problem, that they feed Eurovision with Eurovision, what's not Eurovision anymore. But this is what's happening. This is also how their waters are going. Although I wrote a note, Russian community, if there is connection with Russians, boom, this is their patterns, and then they put votes to neighbors, then funny acts, then anything else. UK, of course, put votes to Ireland, put votes to Poland and Lithuania, probably the biggest communities. They like ballads a lot. They put high scores on ballads, high scores or dance songs, and then everything in the middle. And Sweden, so first of all, saturated all Scandinavian countries, including Finland. Then they like some ethno stuff, 3 to 4 points over there, because they put all the 12s and all the 10s to those countries. They only have 8s and less, and most 8s were going to everything in the middle, then ballads, then dance, and that's it. So every country has its pattern. You heard a million times that neighbor vote is a thing, diaspora vote is a thing. It brings clear qualifications, and it might be very demotivational for the countries who just are unable to maintain this, because there are historical bonds, you cannot really make them. And also, it's a big pressure to bring something special. So where it goes, if the countries will tend to stay, even they have this disadvantage, the countries with this disadvantage will have this in idea to stay. They have only two options what they can do. They can send a very amazing top world hit, which is almost impossible to be sure to produce, to got it. Especially in countries, for example, like Czechia. Like, you cannot expect this will happen. It will happen accidentally, but you cannot be sure that you will maintain the high super quality every year. And then it means that you're not qualifying almost no time after this. Or very luckily if you have a very good draw. Or send something very specific ethno like last year. Or you will go more probable way, you will just starting to find funny music. Because if you send something exceptionally funny, you will go through. And this is the only way how to get through. So you basically kill the artist who wants to do music, This is what's gonna happen, because they will of course find out that they have no chance, or they would feel that they have no chance to qualify. And this is like the referee is missing in football. Why would they go somewhere where the probability that somebody will break your legs and nothing's gonna happen? Why would you go there? They just won't. And then the decrease of the quality will be there, and then what's the winning? What's the prize for it? When it makes no sense, Professional sport is professional because of referees are there. Anyway, that's what we make. This is when bureaucrats are deciding Eurovision. Anyway, but let's go where the countries will put their votes. I will go one by one. It will be a long part. I will do it. I will say 8, 10, and 12. Sometimes with the commentary, sometimes without. After this part, I will do the results. Results with rest of the world and without rest of the world, and then some summary, right? Ukraine is giving their 8 points to Poland. 10 points will go to Lithuania, and their 12 points will go to Moldova. This will be a clear neighbor vote. It's very probably it will go this way, but it can switch a little bit, that maybe 10 points to Poland, 12 points to Lithuania, but most probably it will go this way by the pattern that they really like ballads. And Moldova is the most closer to ballad from all those songs. And also Natalia Barbu is a artist who's coming back, and she's known. That also plays a role. Cyprus. 8 points will go to Azerbaijan. Cyprus 10 points will go to Ukraine, and 12 points will go to Croatia. 12 points, it's a combination of fun and popular song. It will be the closest things they would vote by their pattern. And of course, it's still kind of a guess by maths. It's the most probable way where the points will go. Poland. 8 points to Lithuania, a neighbor. 10 points to Croatia. Again, hits the fun, hits the myth. It's popular, it will work in Poland for sure. I'm pretty sure that this is accurate. And 12 points from Poland will go to Ukraine. Neighbor vote, big connection, big diaspora also. Serbia, 8 points will go to Ukraine. Even in here, I'm not 100% sure, because also it can go to Lithuania. But I prefer Ukraine also from the fact that the song really has this universal appeal quality. I can be wrong, but I can be wrong in like 1 to 2 points difference, not really the big amount in my opinion. So 8 points will go from Serbia to Ukraine, 10 points will go to Slovenia, and 12 points will go to Croatia. This is a preference choice. It can be vice versa. More likely it will be this way, but not differently. It will be 12 or 10 here or over here. I sent Croatia because they are not afraid to vote for fun acts, and also I think what in Yugoslavia really works is this what can really win for us, which Croatia probably is like have it closer, definitely have it closer than Slovenia for this. Yeah. Lithuania, 8 points from Lithuania will go to Finland because it's a neighbor and also it's fun. 10 points will go to Poland. This is obvious choice, more likely. First of all, it's Dancy. Second of all, is their neighbor. The only difference can be if Luna really, and this counts in general, if the performance will be really badly bad, they won't put votes there because this is the only exception applies for every country. If it's a neighbor, they will send the points, but instead of 10 or 12, they would send 3. If it's bad, they will still send something, right? This is the only way, because I heard that the live singing from Luna really, it's not that brilliant, but you know, everybody says their opinion, so I don't know if it's true. So this is the only big difference what can happen, and that can be a problem for Poland in general, but I cannot count this in the statistics, it's impossible. Anyway, 8 points to Finland, 10 points to Poland, and 12 points will go to Ukraine. It's it's a thing which they tend to vote. I think here 12 points are almost 99.9% certain. Croatia's 8 points will go to Ukraine, 10 points will go to Serbia, 12 points will go to Slovenia. Not obvious, neighbor voting. And when they deplete 12 and 10, then something what is close to their pattern, which is Ukraine. Ireland's 8 points will go to Lithuania. Dancy track, they liked such thing, and also the diaspora voting, more likely diaspora voting. 10 points will go to Poland, again diaspora voting, if Poland will be able to activate diaspora. Again, if Luna will sing it amazingly, they will do something nice on the stage, it won't be a disaster, let's say it won't be a shame, you know, complete. And we saw it last year that it doesn't matter. They will send 10 points from Ireland, and 12 points from Ireland will go to Croatia, if not to Poland. Slovenia, so very obvious, right? 8 points will go to Ukraine, 10 points from Slovenia will go to Serbia, and 12 points will go to Croatia. It can be vice versa again, but more likely not. It really depends what it will snap. Like, it's very possible that it will be 12 points to Serbia and 12 points to Croatia. In the qualification method, like who's going first or second, that doesn't matter. You know, like it won't make a difference. Both will qualify. Iceland, 8 points will go to Croatia because they like fun. Iceland's 10 points will go to Finland. And I believe Iceland's 12 points will go to Ukraine, because they tend to vote Scandinavian countries, but not Finland that much. They like fun, but probably not 12 points fun. And then they tend to send to the, let's say, most quality song from the rank, which is for sure Ukraine in here, because also it's in the middle and it's ethnic. So it's like you can everything with them, which is actually good for Ukraine in general in Eurovision 2024, that it checks a lot of boxes. Finland gives 8 points to Iceland, 10 points go to Ukraine, 12 points go to Lithuania. It's a dancey song, it's a nice song, and it's a neighbor. Portugal, 8 points from Portugal will go to Lithuania. Dancey song, but not that crazy. It checks also the box in the middle, so it goes 8 points over there. 10 points will go to Finland, because also Portugal loves to vote for fun joke acts. This is for sure the one, so they will send points over there. And then 12 points will go to Luxembourg. Those countries are historically connected. Like so many Portuguese were emigrated to Luxembourg. 8 points will go to Croatia. This is the guess. It can be completely differently, yes, but what I think, this is just really what I think. This is the statistical difference from the semifinal two preferences, where we know patterns from everybody. Here we don't know. So 8 points to Croatia, 10 points to Ukraine, 12 points to Portugal. This is what I wrote. It can be a little bit differently, but 12 points for Portugal I think are essential, and it will be essential in the whole mathematics over here. Australia, 8 points will go to Croatia, 10 points will go to Ukraine, and 12 points will go to Serbia. It's amazing big community in Australia. I cannot imagine it will go differently. It's a patterning diaspora voting. Azerbaijan, 8 points from Azerbaijan will go to Cyprus. They tend to vote for such a type of song. They tend to vote for Cyprus when they have the opportunity to do such way, and this is the only song like this in the rank. Like Cyprus, it's very same song they already voted many times too, and they probably will repeat this, at least by statistics. 10 points will go to Croatia. It's fun, it's something familiar, it's something what they tend to vote for, and it checks more boxes. Fun, and also the middle, it will go this way. And 12 points from Azerbaijan will go to Ukraine, again, because it checks all the boxes. They don't have other country to vote for en masse. Of course, they will put some votes to Moldova and so on, but those are checking the most boxes from their patterns. Moldova, their 8 points will go to Lithuania, dance track. Their 10 points will go to Azerbaijan, because it's ethno, and it's something what they would tend to vote if Romania is there. And 12 points will go to Ukraine. This is a clear, first of all, neighbor vote, and also check all the boxes. Germany, 8 points will go to Poland, diaspora vote. 10 points will go to Croatia, fun and mid. And 12 points will go to Finland, fun. That's what I wrote in here, that this is almost certain that the most, because Germans are voting for cliche fun songs, this will be something what will hit every head over there, and they will put points on it. UK, 8 points from United Kingdom go to Lithuania. Big diaspora, historically it goes there if there is a possibility. 10 points go to Poland, absolutely the same reason, and 12 points will go to Ireland. It's the neighbor vote. Sweden, also not really obvious, and it's kind of a sad it goes this way. It's like this, but it is what it is. 8 points will go to Lithuania, neighbor vote, or they tend to send votes to Baltics when they don't have other choosage. This is the first points, so 8 points to Lithuania, 10 points to Iceland, and 12 points will go to Finland, or vice versa, but most probably it will be this way. Finland brings fun, joy, public, 12 points. Even Sweden, in Melody Festival, they tend not to do this. In semifinals at Eurovision, they send votes. First will go, everything goes to neighbors, and then the rest. It is what it is. There is nothing else logical, and the only logic about this is that, as I said before, but if you didn't hear it, if you have a football club or you're a fan of something and this will be mixed with in the polls somewhere, you will always vote for your club. You will first always vote for your club and for your neighbors' clubs if you like them. That's what you're gonna do, regardless any quality. It's irrelevant argument, you know. Quality is irrelevant argument, and it's sad. It's irrelevant argument because it will eventually lose everything for every single country at Eurovision and also Eurovision itself. But it is what it is, you know. This is when only mathematics are working and not really creatives and people with vision. This is what's gonna happen. This is what is already happening, pitifully, but it is what it is. Anyway, let's check the scores before I will tell you how I think rest of the world will be voting. I'm saying think because we have pattern only from last year. I can only guess. I think it can be accurate guess, but also it can be complete inaccurate guess. But the principle about the rest of the world voting is that when you will see the numbers over here, you will see what are the stakes and which countries really need a big public vote to get through, and vice versa. So let's go. Who is winning, who is losing? So on the first places, because I will start with first places and then I will tell you who might be the losers because it's more important. So for sure qualification has Ukraine, Croatia and Lithuania. They are 154, 145, 110 points, which is clear. Over 100, this is clear, and also that means that only those three countries will be contending for much better results in the finals. They will be fighting for top 10. I think only Ukraine will be fighting for the winning. Then Finland, Serbia, Slovenia and Poland over 60. They are safe qualifiers. Finland because of fun and some neighbor voting. The other ones because they will help each other so much that then it's only necessary for them to receive 3 points everywhere, 2 points, 4 points everywhere, and they will receive it, because if you should choose some country where you put points, those will always click for a few points, always. And also they have diasporas everywhere, so all of those factors will make sense, and it will go in the favors of Serbians in general. They will receive a little bit more than Slovenia. Then the next step is Poland, 63 points. Then Moldova, 58. It's very lucky. Like, if you think this is clear bullshit, I'm guarantee you in this case, I'm pretty sure it's not, because she can sing perfectly. The song has ethnic vibes. Moldova have diaspora also, and they have some neighbor countries who really would give the votes, and also it's the artist who is coming back to Eurovision. This all factors make sense to put points over there. 58, safe qualifier. 9th, and now it's starting to be interesting, because 9, 10, 11 and 12th place, they are variables. So in this semifinal, if you want to qualify and you're not easy qualifier like the countries I said before, you're playing for last 9 and 10th place. 2 places for 4 countries. Those countries are Azerbaijan, Ireland, Cyprus and Portugal. Iceland is out of the game, Luxembourg is out of the game, Australia is completely out of the game. The point for me that Australia is out of the game is that if there are juries, I think they would fight for those last places. But with the public, it has nothing to click with them. It's not a huge song, it's okay song. Okay songs won't make it for public, especially in such semifinals where you have so many disadvantages against you. You don't have diasporas, no neighbors. Maybe think UK will send points to you, but first they will send votes to the countries where they have the most diasporas. And UK don't watch their semifinals that often, even though they will compete there with Oli Alexander. But still, diasporas now are more activated, in my opinion, even though if they receive 12 points from UK, it won't change a thing. Anyway, and also from Ireland, actually, it won't change a thing. This is also pity. This is just not enough points. But let's watch how the rest of the world would vote. So, 8 points will go to Ukraine. 10 points will go to Serbia and 12 points will go to Poland. Then you can see the rest of the points over here, and I will tell you how it will mix the results. Not really much, because the first safe countries, it won't change any order until the 8th place. 8 places stay. So first Ukraine, then Croatia, then Lithuania, then Finland, then Serbia, then Poland, Slovenia. There is one switch, because Poland will receive like very big amount of rest of the world points. Instead of Slovenia, they won't receive that much, and I think the Slovenia won't receive any. 4. And so that there is the first switch. Then Moldova stays on their own. They will receive also like 2 points. Then Azerbaijan will receive 1 point. But then instead of Ireland qualification, the Portugal is qualifying. Ireland receiving points from the world is unlikely, but Portugal receiving from some points from the world, it's very likely. And this is the problem with diasporas. And it's not even a problem, but this is the thing what will affect it. It has nothing to do with the quality of the song. It has nothing to do even with the song. It's principle vote. Those so many points, I don't have the calculation, but so many points over here are principle votes, regardless the song. So if you go just by maths, if you have a good draw with good neighbors, it almost doesn't matter what you're gonna send if the artist at least can a little bit sing, or it's funny that much that you will just vote for it, you know, by principle, not anything else. Everything else is irrelevant. This is so sad, but it's reality. That also means that Cyprus will go 1 step backwards to 12th place. Ireland will become 11th. Iceland, Luxembourg, Australia, they will stay the same that they lost. So who will qualify? Like, rest of the world can help Portugal to qualify. Who says that Portugal is a clear safe qualifier? I don't believe it's a safe qualifier, because they don't have neighbor vote. This is the thing. If they are in the other one, if they are juries, they would be contending for winning probably the whole semi-final, probably with Ukraine, or they will be at least in top 5, top 4, top 3. Now, just with the public, almost very risky qualifying. Ireland and Cyprus, the difference between them in my calculation are 4 points. It can be less even. Like Azerbaijan is still in the game because those countries are fighting for this, but at least let's say Azerbaijan cannot qualify, doesn't need to qualify. Portugal, Ireland and Cyprus don't. Those 4 countries are on the verge of qualification. Those are fighting for 9th and 10th place. And that's it. The rest is easy qualifying. So what you will need, at least 50 points, 49 points I said, to qualify. Last year it was, let's check actually, I'm very curious. Last year you needed 37 points, Serbia needed 37 points to qualify. The 9th place was 74. In here, probably the differences will be lesser. So you need much more points to receive. But because, you know, it was at least very good mixed up semi-final in here because of the neighbor vote. So many points will be received automatically for so many countries that you need, and I said you need for qualification 49 points minimum, maybe 45, maybe it will be a little bit different, but definitely not 37 like Serbia last year. And anyway, Serbia and Latvia, the difference was only 3 points. It will be much more closer this year. Not so many countries will receive hundreds, because there will be some patterns which just completely change this. So, but this is what going from calculation. What is the resume from it? In my opinion, it has a few resumes. First of all, that it's stopping to really matters what song you're sent. If you send fun or a hit. The only hit in here with the good also sales point is Ukraine in here. Croatia is the fun word, and then the rest is neighbor voting. And this kind of like, if you decide I would put it to this nice catchy Lila Ramonda, I would do it. I would send 5 points, you know, 6, and this is enough for qualification. Of course, this also says that the only contender from this semi-final to win Eurovision is basically Ukraine and maybe Croatia, which won't be supported by juries, which Ukraine will be. And in my opinion, if I take both semi-finals, actually I will do the winner calculation, but I think that the Ukraine and maybe Switzerland are the only countries who really can win Eurovision, no one else. It will be those 2 countries, because I don't believe in the myth of Croatia. It don't have this, it's good, but it's not that good, you know, which it might help in this Eurovision, which in general it's lower quality standard in general than previous years, but it will just get worse, and it will get even better for countries like, let's say, Croatia, who are sending funny stuff, funny music, will after all be victorious. Because what can happen? 2 scenarios. Juries are coming back to semifinals to make it more balanced, more variable, bigger quality of artists coming in with better songs. Or, which I think with the people who decided this will decide this also, that they will kill all those juries from the finals, which will kill the whole Eurovision down, which will also make the public voting very funny at some point, and it will bring this, but it will bring lesser quality of songs in general. This is those outcomes, because why would you really compete there if you don't have a chance? If you know that you are from the country which automatically will receive 40-50 points just being neighbors of somebody, and you're not the country like this, you know that you need to fight for every single 1 point, why would you compete? Because who will give you also as an artist the security of this? Because some countries, some artists have this security, so it's easier. For some, it's not. And this is the motivational factor which will split everything up. It's the motivational for having a vision. Why would you apply a vision for Eurovision? Why would you do it? You have 5 countries plus the winner who are automatically in the finals. Then you have another 10 countries who are basically automatically in the finals or very close, and they don't need to fight for many points. And then you go and you risk it. You risk your reputation, you will risk your time spent for rehearsals being at Eurovision, and also then you come back to your country, everybody's laughing at you, And then very probably will be also competing with idiotic acts who will make better results than you. And that's not good for your own reputation. And that's not good for reputation of Eurovision. So this is where it goes. Thanks to those people who were voting for juries not being in the semi-finals, and also thanks to the people who were bribing another juries, or however they did it, to fix the results. This is where we are. New era of Eurovision. But the important is, do you believe in the statistics? In the comments below. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video, discuss crazily, and also buy me a coffee. Give me a super like if you would like to. And that's it. Watch my other videos, watch my other analysis, because this is very fascinating. And see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.